You're joining me, Kelly McHugh. I'm the founder of Digital Yoga Academy. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the number one secret to launching an online course that sells. The selling part being key. Okay, so that's one of your goals, right? It's one of your goals is to create an incredible course that you validated so that you know that your community actually want and need it. And also for you to go through the process of pre-launching and launching so that your community are ready to buy from you, okay? And so that when you open enrollment, those sales come rolling in. So what is the number one secret to doing that? That's what we're talking about today. What's the number one secret to doing that, to actually launching an online course that sells so that when you open enrollment, you get those students coming in, joining you and enrolling in your online course. And so that you start making money for all of your efforts, right? It's about you creating a course that people want and need and then putting it out there, launching it and actually getting those sales coming in, okay? Getting the enrollments and making money for all of your efforts. So, having a 10K launch like Claire did, okay? In fact, she had 2 in a row. Or making 6.5K like Annie's first launch. Or even making over 30K on your course in the space of a year like Maria did. Perhaps even making 6 figures in a year like Marilyn did. So she was one of my students from 2018 and she did that in 2020. So what I want you to do right now, guys, is I want you to tell me how you feel about the possibility of having that kind of success in your yoga business. And these are great numbers that I've just reeled off to you, but it's actually just as impressive to make, 1.5K like Caitlin did when she first launched, or 2K like Jessica, 5K like Megan, 1K like Stacy. Like all of these results are incredible. For first launches, they're absolutely incredible, okay? And I actually made 0 on my first launch. So to make any kind of money when you first launch your online course is incredible because it means that you're onto something. It means that their students want what they have to offer. And every time that you launch, you get better and better, okay? You improve, you optimize, you create better marketing, better messaging. You get better at selling, ultimately you sell more. And I've seen it in my own business. As I said, when I first launched a course, I made zero sales. And then I went from that to 30K. And then the next launch after that, doubled that amount, tripled that amount. Our best launch to date has been over 200K. But I've launched many different programs multiple times. And this is over 5 years of launching experience now. So you learn a lot. And yeah, you learn so much. With every single launch, you learn. And so today, I want to share with you the secret of launching an online course that sells. Well, it goes without saying that they're buying the outcome and the results, okay? They're not buying how many videos are in your course or how many bonuses you have on offer. Those things matter, but those things matter because you want to craft a course that seamlessly moves and holds your students' hands through the process, okay, with the best resources and education and accountability. But ultimately, your course must solve a specific problem or it must address a specific need for a specific type of person, okay? That's what it comes down to. And that means you deciding on a niche and making that decision. And that is sometimes the most difficult part, where you'll enter this kind of path of resistance. But it's a necessary step in order for you to be able to create and launch a course that's going to go on and actually sell. Without a niche, you're not going to know the problem that you solve, okay? And marketing is about communicating the problem that you solve. So if you don't know what that is, then your marketing isn't going to work, right? You're not going to be able to reach the right people. Your messaging is not going to magnetize anyone really into your community, and you're not going to be able to make sales. So this is actually important for whatever you want to do in your business, okay? For whatever you want to do online. And, this is why our programs here at Digital Yoga Academy, we start with this work on your niche because it's an essential foundation. You can't make any decisions further down the line on your messaging and your marketing and your offering when it comes to, an online course. It means you need to have done that work to really identify who is your ideal student, who's your ideal client, and what is it about them that makes them unique? Like, what is keeping them up at night? What changes do they want to make in their life right now? Like, what are they thinking? What are they feeling? And where do they desire to be that your course can support them on that journey? Many people right now in the world want to make changes in their life, okay? And, many people are recognizing they need support. It might be physically with an injury, it might be mentally with an addiction, or maybe emotionally, like through grief or heartache. Many people are looking for guides and leaders who have walked the path and can help them, can take them on a journey of healing and recovery. And that's you, isn't it? That is you. Like, you are the person that can guide people to do that. So your job is to find the people to guide. Okay, your job is to create the offerings that provide real results and outcomes and transformation, because that's what's going to help you to sell your course. Okay, having a niche, understanding the problem that you solve, it's most definitely an essential part, an essential component to you making sales in your online course. But it's not the number one secret to launching a course that sells. It's not. That's not the secret that I'm talking about. It's essential that you choose a niche, that you make that decision, but it's not the number one secret to you actually launching a course that sells. That number one secret is you, okay? It's you. It's you and the decisions that you make. It's you and how you show up online. It's you and the energetic investment that you have, that you've made into your business and to the outcomes that you want. So for me, what that looks like, one thing that I've really held to be true is deciding that my business is thriving, okay? That the thing that I said is true, that I have embodied as true, that I've taken action on to make sure that it's true, is that my business is growing and it is thriving. And, for me, that energetic decision is really the key foundational pillar for success. Success that can feel wild, okay? Having a 6-figure launch, for instance, that feels wild. And for some of you guys listening to this now, like, you might be thinking, well, that doesn't happen to me. Do not buy that lie. I told myself that same thing not that long ago. I was like, okay, 6 figures in a year, that's really good. But a 6-figure launch, can I really do that? Yes, you can. You can really do it. Of course, it doesn't happen overnight. Also, don't listen to anyone who tells you that they have the formula to you making 6 figures overnight, because they don't. Okay, it takes time, grit, knowledge, right? We have to learn. We have to be here in the capacity to learn, persistence and belief, real self-belief. And you can do that. You can do that if you decide that you can do that and that it's happening. So deciding is really more than believing, isn't it? And what tends to happen, when we're building our business, especially in the beginning, we have all of these different fears that come up. fears that we're not good enough, or fears it might not work, imposter syndrome, overwhelm, frustration, procrastination, all of the things. And of course, these things come up in our entrepreneurial journey. They do, and they stop us from moving forward. And so that is the reason why cultivating like our mindset for success is so important, because without it, we struggle to move forward, and our journey and our progress is slow. So, as we start to really cultivate our mindset, our self-belief increases, and we start to believe that it could be possible for us. And we start to focus our energy on serving and showing up and really being there for our community, instead of, shrinking away into the background because we don't believe that this could actually happen for us. So, you can't be there for your community if all of your energy is being used up with the fears and overwhelm and procrastination and imposter syndrome and all of those thoughts that are holding you back. You really can't show up in the way that you need to show up to make that connection with people and to build that trust, which of course is essential to making sales. So the self-belief part is important, but what's essential is making a decision. That's what's really essential. Because when we make a decision that this is happening, right? This is happening for us. We're going to put our course out there. We will have done all of the work and taken all the steps that we need to take to get that right, okay? Because it doesn't just happen. But we'll have done that work. We'll have taken the actions that we need to take. And we're going to put our course out there, and we will make sales because we decide that this is happening for us, and we're doing what we can to ensure that our success is a given, right? That it's going to happen. We can't expect that this is going to be handed on a plate and we just sit back and it happens. That's not how it works. So, we must make the decision that it's happening and park all of those fears and resistance to the side, because they really do us no good, okay? We're no longer giving energy to that, okay? Because we trust that this is happening. That's what I want for you. I want you to trust that this is happening for you, trust that it's coming, trust in the possibilities, trust in the results that I shared at the beginning of, Annie and Maria and Marilyn and Megan and Sasha and everyone else who's had successful online course launches, whether that's from 1K or 6 figures, whatever it is and everything in between. Those things can happen for you if you decide that they're happening and you take the actions to make sure that they happen. And so, it doesn't happen overnight. Of course it doesn't, but it's happening for you. And, it won't happen if you don't have the right mindset and if you don't make the decision that this is actually what you really want. Okay, let that sink in, because it's always about the decision. Decide today that this is possible and commit to it. Commit to learning. Commit to showing up with the trust that it's coming, okay? Because if you don't just believe that it's possible, then you're never going to decide that it's possible and that it's happening. And, when we become super attached to the outcome and the fears and the resistance, energetically, we're putting up a barrier, right? We're putting a cap on what's possible. But when we approach, our business and launching new offerings without the attachment, and instead we put all of our focus and energy on actually just serving our community, the floodgates of momentum, they swing wide open. Okay, that's from my own experience. That's what it's shown me. It's really shown me that. But when I let go and I just trust that it's coming and I fully believe that it's coming and I just keep doing the work and taking the steps to make it happen, the results happen with ease, right? They came with ease. And now, 5 years into launching and with multiple launches under my belt, I've seen that happen. Like, I've seen it when I've been forceful, and I've seen it when I've decided that this is coming, and I'm trusting that what I'm putting into this is going to come out. The results are coming. And I know that, the energetics behind my launch is the thing that's going to bring me the results ultimately. So the number one secret to launching an online course that makes sales, like that actually sells, is you. It really is you. It's the energy that you bring to this. Like, I don't have some kind of crazy superpower. You know, if I can do this, you can do this too. If I can do this, you can do this too. You know, any time that we have a skill or competency gap, we can fill that gap by learning. Okay? Everything that we need to know is available to us. You know, we can learn how to grow our community, we can learn about marketing, we can learn, you know, what it really takes to launch successfully. And I want you to believe that, you know, and to be in that energy of having already decided that it's possible. So we need to stop giving ourselves extra grief, right? And extra crap to deal with. You know, we have enough things going on in our lives, in our relationships and families and children and everything else that you guys have all got going on in your lives. And so if you have things going on emotionally and mentally that's like sucking your energy, you know, it's just not going to happen the way it should. Yeah. So you can make a decision. You know, if we want to we already have things going on in our lives, guys. You know, if we want to also bring in fear and overwhelm, procrastination, imposter syndrome, telling ourselves that we're not good enough, we want to also bring that to the mix. We don't have enough energy to show up live like this, right? We don't have enough energy to be visible and to actually support people and serve our community. So decide that you're not going to give yourself that extra stuff. You know, the fears, the overwhelm, telling yourself that it's not working, because that's just sucking your energy, okay? Instead, decide that you're going to play a bigger game here, okay? And just make this business an easier journey, because you make the rules here, yeah? You make the decisions. So you can decide that, you know, this is possible for you, that this is happening without any doubt. It's happening. And don't be attached to that outcome. Like, if it happens 3 months from now, or if it happens 3 years from now, you know, just allow your best energy to come forward. Yeah, that's what you need to do. You know, approach the goal that you have with joy, right? Anticipation and the knowledge and belief of what's happening, because you trust that it is. It's a given. So you're really just coming to this with an energy of being decided and committed to serving your community and, you know, showing up in the very best way. We are deciding, we are committing, and we are showing up with the very best energy that we can, especially when we are sharing our new offerings out into the world, those new offerings that we've done the work to validate, that we know the problem that we're solving, okay? And I'd love for you all to do a little bit of journaling on this. So what does it mean for you to be in this energy of making this decision? Yeah, what does that feel like? What do you have to let go of, and how are you really showing up? Because how you show up is, you know, it affects everything, doesn't it? It affects the strategies that you use. It affects how you're being visible. It affects how you show up to sell, even, you know, to talk about your offerings. It affects everything in your business. So there you have it, guys. And, you know, I'll finish up by just saying, give yourself permission to really be bold and brave, and to just stop capping your potential, okay, with all the fears and resistance. Stop capping that potential. Stop telling yourself that this isn't working, okay? You know, if you keep saying to yourself, oh, I've tried this, I've tried that, it's not working, it's not going to work, guess what? It won't. It's not going to work if you keep telling yourself that. So stop capping your potential here, because you have a real opportunity to make a huge impact in the lives of your students if you show up in your best energy. And, you know, every successful, profitable business owner, every single one, you know, has got to the point where they are today because they've tried hundreds of things that didn't work. There's no such thing as an overnight success. So give yourself permission to really just decide today and move from just believing to knowing that this is happening. Yeah, to deciding that this is happening. And focus on that. Focus on the decision that you know that this is happening. You've decided it's happening for you. And I hope that this has inspired you to show up in a bigger way today. If you need any support from Digital Yoga Academy, reach out to me. We have the wait list open for the Profitable Yoga Teacher right now. You can lock in a $500 discount. And yeah, any questions, reach out to me. See you soon. See you next week. Bye bye.